Hello everyone, welcome to take 2 of How to Be a Survivalist Player in Prior Extinction Retro. Yes, the first time I tried to record this video, it didn't go very well. So yeah, this is going to be the second time over. So we're playing as Cytas again, because this is probably one of my favorite dinosaurs in the game now. It's gorgeous, and I found out it has a green skin, so yeah, I'm in love with it. Will it overtake the Tyrannus? Probably not, but it's still amazing. Anyway, so Survivalist Player. You might be thinking, now what in the hell is that? And, oh, there's a dev in the server. Wonderful. Anyway, you might be wondering, what in the hell is that? Now, like any kind of different playstyle in the game, you have PvP, you have role players, which thank God Prior Extinction doesn't get a lot of those. But anyway, you have different types of playstyles. The goal of a survivalist player is to survive for as long as possible. And that is what I like to do, because I don't enjoy growing. I find it to be the worst part of any dinosaur survival games, but ultimately it's a necessary evil. Without growth, you have KOSing. Look at Dinosaur... Was it Dinosaur World Mobile? Yes, that's the one. If you look at that game, it's all KOSing. And that's because there's no growth, there's no punishment for dying. So a survivalist player's first goal is to get to maturity. That is always the first goal of anyone who joins the game. Before you can really enjoy the game, you need to grow. And to do that, I see a lot of people struggle, because getting food when you're very small is difficult. You're almost entirely reliant on scavenging and finding body spawns, which to a new player, that can be difficult. And for someone who, well, this map also, it helps you get around, but it's also not very accurate anymore. Like, jungle doesn't exist, the volcano doesn't exist, and, well, the mountain had an entire rework. So finding... Thanks, Java. I'm hoping you can't see that. Anyway, Java needs an update. I'll do that later. Anyway, so finding food for a new player is extraordinary... Oh my... English. I can't talk, if you haven't figured that out already. I cannot speak. And English is my first bloody language. Anyway. So finding food for a new player is incredibly hard, because, well, they don't know where bodies spawn, and scavenging isn't entirely reliable. And what I find them doing is that they run up to a big dinosaur, like Cytas here. Well, relatively speaking, Cytas isn't that big. It's it's basically a Saurophaganax in terms of size. But anyway, they'd run up to a big animal, and they would either speak and chat, or just follow them around. And now that can work, in theory. The more likely than not, you're just going to end up being killed. So following larger carnivores around is a pretty good idea for having a sustainable food source. Though they get too close. You want to stay over, like, if I was being trailed by a Deinonychus, you want to be, like, over in these bushes here, behind this little rock right here. You want to be out of sight. Because at this point, as a survivalist player, I'm now looking for food. Once my food meter gets to a quarter. Now this applies mostly for carnivores. Herbivores, I let it go down to half before I actually start to go look for food. And now you might be wondering, why are you looking for food at a quarter? You have plenty. You can survive for ages on that. And you'd be right. However, getting food as a big carnivore, carnivore? Carnivore is also somewhat unreliable. Like that person down there, it's a guarding Giga. But this is yet to load in. There could be any sort of Indominus Rex, Tyrannosaurus, Spinosaurus in these areas. And he might spot me, he might menu, he might just leave the game before I even get close to him. Like in real life, your hunts are going to have a roughly 60% success rate. I think that's the average. I know painted dogs have 80, lions have 40, maybe? Oh, I think he spotted me. No, he's turned away. Okay. He's going across the log. Anyway, so hunting. As a carnivore, start hunting at a quarter of hunger. Generally, of course. Because bigger carnivores obviously have more hunger, and therefore you can wait a little bit longer before you go hunting. Which is why I have a lot of mine eldered already, because I can half AFK, get them to elder, get money boost, and I can wait longer between times of feeding. But anyway, getting food and hunting. I'm going to talk about hunting since that's what I'm doing right now. He doesn't know I'm here. And I'm constantly sniffing, of course, because this is deep water. There can be a crocodile down here. I think he spotted me. Now's a good time to run. You want to get in a certain distance before you start to run. And that's generally a good distance to start. Come on. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. There we go. And lag because ragdoll. Hello? Can I eat, please? Don't tell me the hitbox is not going to let me eat. I'll be so upset. I killed that man for nothing. I can't eat it. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I hate when this happens. I can't eat you. Anyway, and that's also another reason why... Come on, let me eat him. Yeah, there's another reason why you... Okay, that's another side test. Anyway, another reason why you want to hunt early is because you might actually find something and kill it. There we go, thank God. You might be able to find something, kill it, and the hitbox end up underground. You can't eat it. Then you need to... You basically just KOS the man. You gotta leave. Go find something else before he comes back and tries to kill you. Hello, mouse? Okay, yeah. Mouse has been having bad connection recently. Gotta get a new one, eventually. But anyway, back to survival. How not to kill yourself. You also want to generally have a home range, which I'm not going to tell you where mine is because, well, I don't want to get KOS'd. So anyway, you want a home range. You want an area of the map where you can find a good cave to sit in, where you can, like, grow, like, AFK, wait for your hunger to go down and actually go play the game again. Somewhere where you can feel safe. Generally safe. In an area that... Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that Giga. Anyway, you want a place that you generally feel safe in. A lot of people seem to make their home range in grassland. Right, this is deep water. In grassland, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like grassland that much. There's a lot of big carnivores there, not a lot of hiding spots. And generally you want to have a place like the forest where you can hide, but you can also find... Oh, hello, little Asteriodon, whatever you're called. And you want a spot where you can find easy food, but also hide from large carnivores. Especially if you're like a mid-sized carnivore like me, like a Cytas. Or Utyrannus, which I often play because Utyrannus is amazing. In my Utyrannus bias aside, you want to find a good home range, and you can probably tell where mine is already. And this home range is not only going to be a good place for you to retreat to, but it's also going to be a good place for you to, well, pretty well AFK grind. Well, by AFK, you've been invited to Cytas Pro. If you're seeing this, I like the name, but no, I don't play in groups. Fuck off. And now we hope that swear word wasn't too far in the video for the YouTube bots to find out. If you didn't hear me swear, then it did, so I had to edit it out. Yeah, and playing in groups, conveniently enough, is a good way to stop yourself from dying. I, however, am antisocial. I don't like being in groups of people. I don't like the feeling of them following me around everywhere. In like all of my little, like when I retreat back to the mountains, I don't like them following me. Seems weird to have them just follow me around. But anyway, now a lot of this I'm talking about only applies to carnivore players because, well, I play as carnivore most often. Anyway, another big mistake I see a lot of new players make is not being aware of their surroundings. And you might be a new player if there, you might be thinking, I'm looking around all the time, I am super aware of my surroundings. But there's a certain way you need to look around the map. You, I, I swear to, that's probably the same guy who just made a new pack to get me in. Mate, if you're watching this, don't invite me, I don't join packs unless you directly ask me. Actually, speaking of which, you probably could be, because I have the chat closed. Anyway. This is a train wreck of a video. If you can't tell, I don't use a script. I just say whatever comes to mind first. Which is why this isn't cohesive at all. It's just words. But anyway, what was I talking about? Interesting stuff, probably. My god, bugger off! Anyway, the big mistake new players often make is that they run around and they're not being aware. Now, running around isn't that bad for a big carnivore like Tyrannosaurus Rex, which, of course, they're also very slow, so running around is kind of the only fast way to get around the map. But for a small animal, like a new player, they're not being all that aware and they're running around. I don't run around because I don't like wasting stamina, and because I like having a buffer between something being in front of me, like a ways away in front of me, to being on top of me. And, well, the human eye is attracted to movement, so the more movement your little model does as you move around the forest, is going to attract more attention. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that you don't run around, but you're being as aware as you're being really aware, but you can't seem to tell when someone's coming up on you. You need to be able to look around at specific locations that there's going to be, well, someone walking around. In this situation right here where I am, there are two places for someone to attack me, from behind and from the front. But I'm also not super aware at the moment, because no one typically comes into this cave that's bigger than an ornithomimus. Generally. Out here, I also will typically look up here, because I've seen Indoraptors sitting up here. And I want to avoid them jumping down on top of me. I'll also generally look up here, because I've seen Zorposeidons walk up here to get up to the mountain. Over here, though, this is a really good spot to check whenever you're in this area, because this is the main highway to get up into the mountain, other than, well, the other side. People are going to be using this, and you need to look for places like these where people are going to be walking. Like the transitionary periods around here to go to the mesa. You want to check, there's one right here, and one roughly here, yeah, here. You want to check both these locations when you're in the mesa, because that's how people are getting in and out. You want to check these areas more often because, well, people are going to be more often there, and you will get a better sense of what's in your area. Another thing to make note of, read the chat. I can't right now because it's closed for YouTube. But generally, people are going to be talking about what they see around the map and where it is. Because packs and friends are going to be talking about, oh, there's a KOSing, I don't know, Suchomimus or something, over in the Mesa biome. And then, if I was heading the Mesa right now, I know, oh, there's a Suchomimus there, I should be careful or go another direction. And generally, that's going to help you not get killed, but not be ambushed. Because you're aware of what's going on around you. And I think that's generally going to be it for how to be a survivalist. And another thing I wish to make note of, check everything. Even if you think, oh, that was just a visual glitch, check it anyway. That visual glitch could have been the tail of a Tyrannosaurus Rex sneaking up on you. I should also make note that whenever you're next to water, well, relatively deep water like this, well, relatively deep, it's ankle deep from my side test, but there's spots over there that's deeper. Always sniff if you're a carnivore. Always. You don't want to know how many times I was going to go into water to cross. I sniff and I see a red box just going across the water towards me. That red box is a crocodile, ready to kill me. And I think I'm going to end this video off before it gets too dark. Oh my god, bugger off! Leave me alone! I don't want to be in your bloody pack. I want to be alone. I want to have safety. Be alone. Oh. What are you? Another thing I should mention before I leave, if you see a body like this, what is this? It's a Rex. It's an Apex Rex. And this is not a body spawn area. For slightly more seasoned people in the game who actually memorized where all the bodies spawn, if you see a body not in a body spawn location, be aware because something's killed it. You saw that in my last video of Prior Extinction, where actually I saw a body over there, and I immediately went into high alert mode because that's not a body spawn location, and something is oh, there's a Diplodocus over there. Anyway, something has killed something, and the body has yet to despawn, so it's probably still in the area. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else I should mention before I end this video off? Other than, like, don't go close to animals you don't know? That's really it in terms of how to be a survivalist player. So yeah, hopefully this little tutorial, oh, okay, that's bright. Hopefully this little tutorial, explanation, yabbering on video, whatever you want to call it, has helped you not die as often. Also, when it's nighttime, turn your night vision on. I was walking into a log. So if you have any more questions, I can make a part 2 at a later date after you put them in the comments. And so yeah, that's where I'm going to end it off.